Alright, it's fine. It's fine. It's alright. Okay. It's alright. It's okay. I still need to make an update, and it will not take this time too much. Um. So basically, I will overcap what I did yesterday, last night, and what I did a little bit more extra work behind the screen. That's right. I was been scheming. I was scheming. So basically, we'll see other parts what I've done, and we'll go throughout this little my this segment I call points of interest, where I will point at some interesting details and what I'm about to do with them. So first off, we take a body. I have built body yesterday, and a head, of course. There's not much something interesting or special to do with it, just as a regular seam removal from the head side, the seam line over here, opposite side, the seam line on the upper part of the body, here, on the sides, and of course on the torso over here. And of course, I have to mention the torso doesn't comes in a different color plastic. You can see here is a dark gray plastic for the torso, and torso is a one piece plastic alongside with the body. So those will be painted eventually. Here additional work will be done after I will clean the plastic uh, from factory liquid releases and any kind of different dirt moisture left after release in the factory and after packaging. So basically I will be washing the parts, then I will sand them a little bit, wash again, and additional work will be done only on thrusters. On the front skirt thrusters over here, those two ugly things I haven't figured out how to remove because I don't have proper sides of the thrusters and so much. Then we'll cover the backpack, and this one is where I really overdone myself because if you remember the previous video, I showed a big problem with backpack, and backpack had this ugly seam line going all over the front, rear, lower parts of the backpack piece. So basically, all the seam line would be going over here, over thrusters, and would make and cause me a lot of work and headache. So I basically glued everything, then I sanded down the all flat surfaces. I saw off all the fake thrusters. That's right, those three thrusters are new ones. I found some spare parts left from my leftover models from before, and yeah, it looks pretty good and pretty much better than it was before as a factory released state. So not much about backpack, extra work, cleaning, painting, of course. Then we go for legs armor. Here will be the same case and problem which I encountered on the backpack. Sanding, washing, removing those holes under knee pads without thrusters. I believe I somewhere have those thrusters. That's right, I have those two thrusters. And of course, like in the previous case, I was lucky enough to find proper thrusters. Don't mind that, just someone bothers me through apps. And yeah, and those will go on the knees, and of course this will be a little bit modified. And as well as here, as you can see, side armor pieces have as well the same type of thrusters which are molded on the pieces, which will be of course treated as well as the same. Those little things of course are separated apart somehow. instead of those, but those will be all painted, so those go almost to a full treatment. Then hips, not much said about the hips because that's just a full part armor pieces, which of course will be sanded down, painted, washed, etc, etc. Then finally I finished working on the nuclear javelins. I replaced those plastic polycaps which were included by factory settings in here. So those are rubber ones, and those works very well on backpack. Just amazingly good, stable, do not stop any kind of movements and move very freely, which is fine and cool, and I'm very glad I did this finally. Of course, seam lines will be removed, everything will be washed, everything will be painted again. So not much work here left. We have a shoulder pads, of course, again, like and hips. It's a full piece part which requires only minimal amount of work. Armor pieces for arms, same case, removing seam lines from front and rear sides. The shield pretty much done. Need to paint something. Those two parts do not need any treatment, just armor pieces from the upper part of the feet over here. And feet will require a little bit more attention because I didn't figure out if I can find anywhere putty for plastic to make those holes disappear and fill with a putty, whatever it is, and make it looks good. But I have applied different treatment. It's just a little bit annoying because ply plate I using a little bit too thick, but you do understand when I show you. I just need to increase height of the heel and feet, so it will be a little bit taller model suit than expected, but the idea is very simple. You just glue the part, go around with a hobby knife, cut everything off, sand it off, and we are good to go to our painting phase. What else? What else? Ah, yes. Few words about polycaps inner frame, especially those big ones for legs. Those aren't hard plastic, quite hard but not a plastic. Those are polycaps, and those need to be treated as well because if you can see there's a factory release seam line over it. Those are glued or just removed like that, I don't know, molded in this way probably, perhaps. So in this case I'll probably will try shave it with knife and then go all over with smooth sandpaper probably. I don't want to ruin those parts because it will be really hell of work to recreate on my own. I'm not planning to do this. Armor pieces for upper parts of the arms, biceps, also wall pieces, just a little bit more work. Joints for the ankles, 2 pieces, do not lose them, regret later. And it will be almost over except 2 tiny details I should mention now. I have a tons of same like parts like those joints, but those are not relevant right now anyhow because it's simple work. Beam rifle is very tiny and has hollow spaces on the right side of the rifle itself, which I'll see what I can do about it. Probably will have to remove it and probably drill a hole in the handle because how are you going to pull the trigger, I wonder. And I haven't yet decided what to do with those two ugly fists. Those are polycaps as well, but fists are definitely super ugly. I don't recognize where the fingers starts and where the ends. Probably somewhere here and there. But yeah, same problem as with inner frame polycaps system. The seam line or release mold line goes all over the top of it, and regular sandpaper probably will ruin the parts. Alright, so not much work left. More or less, all I need is to start working on sanding everything down. So, weapons, main weapons, uh, leg armor, attaching thrusters on the knee pads below. Shield doesn't require any work at all. Just leave it here as it is. Those simple parts as well. Sanding, cleaning, painting. Of course, we'll be doing full process of painting. No, first not a painting. Sanding, cleaning, then probably would be a good idea to add additional layer of how is this goes, not a top coat, additional layer of paint before the painting. I forgot how it named, whatever, doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. And then of course after painting I will have to decide which top coat I will be using. I will probably go with MiG-1 because MiG-1 is quite accessible, and price wise and amount wise is quite suitable option at the moment. So far proportions of the Javelin, it looks very appealing to my tastes. Not all parts are fitting well, needs a little bit of adjustment, but as you can see backpack looks good, slightly a little bit oversized for such small models, but what do I know? What do I know? What do I know? And remove the backpack is a real pegs are worn out every time when I remove that. I have to be careful. Very cautious. So that much about this third, fourth, second, I don't remember which video in the series. I really don't care about that numeration thing, but another video of building Javelin and sharing the thoughts about it. So far I'm impressed. It's not bad model, could be a lot better, but don't forget, keep in mind, it is from early 90s, and that's almost 3 decades ago, and it still has this magic appeal which forces you to come back and build it as best as you can at the moment. So that much about this gibberish, and as usual, thank you for watching, and cheers, peace.